Hey boys and girls, today we are talking about one of the elements of art, form. We are creating a three-dimensional form today. We are using an organic shape to make that form. Now there's two different types of shapes. Geometric, those shapes have rules, and organic or free form have no rules or boundaries. The rule shapes are diamond, rectangle, triangle, circles, those shapes have rules, but organic shapes are free and they don't have rules. Today we're making an organic form from an organic shape, which is a leaf. These are organic, natural, they don't have rules. So the first thing you'll need to do is get your organic shape. I have leaves at the front of the classroom. Pick your shape that you would like to use. After you have selected your shape, grab a canvas, or the canvas will already be laid out on the table. This canvas prevents clay from getting stuck to the table. Please don't put clay directly on the table or it can be a big mess. Take your clay and wedge it. You're going to wedge it to get all the air bubbles out of the clay. For me, I usually wedge it by pressing it onto the table and forming a small square or a small circle. Once I've wedged the clay, I'm taking a rolling pin and I'm going to roll the clay into the thickness of a cookie, maybe a little bit thinner than that, but you don't want it to be too thin. If you roll the clay too thin, it can break. So roll it about the thickness of a cookie. Roll it out. You might need to lift it up and move it and measure your shape over that clay to see if it's going to fit. If it doesn't fit, you're going to need to roll again. Sometimes picking it up and putting it down again helps you create this. Flatten your shape on top of the clay, just a little bitty roll. Then take this tool and trace around your shape. Now, make sure that you are going all the way through the clay. It's okay if you feel like you're pressing too hard. You want to trace all the way through, firmly through the clay. Go around every edge. And that leaf shouldn't move. It should stay planted on top. That organic shape should not be lifted up. You want to feel the table when you put that stick in. Remove the excess clay. It should peel right off. Then lift off your shape. Voila! You've created a form. If you want to go in and define those lines a little bit on your clay, you may do that. If you like the way that your leaf turned out, that's great. You don't have to go back and add any lines if you don't want to. And take your leaf, flip it over to the back, and sign your name. Please make sure you have your name and your teacher's initial on the back. If you would like to give your form some shape, put it inside this plastic lid. This will make it look like a small bowl, or you can even hold things in it. It will dry like this. And whatever you don't want on there, smooth the edges out. Make sure that you're smoothing out any rough parts if you need to get a little water on your finger to dampen out any cracks that you might have created. This is when you really fine-tune all mistakes. Then your leaf is ready to go. Take your leaf and you're going to walk it to the back drying rack, the clay drying rack. The clay drying rack looks like this. Place it on this rack with your teacher's name on it. You're good to go.